Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Drew back again with another video for all you soccer fans out there, and today I got Tactical Manager himself on video chat, and today we're going to talk about, I'll let him talk to you guys about what that's going to be.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you don't know me, I'm from TacticalManagerTV, the YouTube channel here that talks about South American soccer, world soccer, and some controversial topics. You can go in the description and subscribe, but this has nothing to do with this video. Me and Drew have been talking about American soccer for a while, and we came to the conclusion that the United States will be a powerhouse by the end of this decade, or right after the 2026 World Cup. And that's what we're going to tell you today. They will become a powerhouse. We're going to give you the reasons to why they'll become a powerhouse. Drew?
So yes, we believe that the USA, by the end of this decade, is going to be a powerhouse, if not probably the best, the biggest national team in the world. And we're both very hopeful. We both got some reasons as to why we think that's going to happen. And I want to start off here with the tactical manager himself. I think one of the biggest reasons, first of all, or one of the biggest catalysts is going to be the 2026 World Cup. Correct?
I agree with that. I think the 2026 World Cup will be a difference maker. But before we get to the 2026 World Cup, I think there's two reasons we have to look into to why that will be a catalyst. Because if you look at it right now, the World Cup itself might not be enough. So I'm going to address the first reason. I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll get to the second one. Then we'll talk about the World Cup because people bash on me a lot because when I say the World Cup, because of the 94 World Cup that didn't work the way they expected. So the first reason I believe is for the first time in the United States soccer history, the United States actually has some talent shown up. They've never had talents like Pulisic. They never had talents like Weston McKennie.
That's true.
McKennie. Sorry if I said it wrong. Tyler Adams, we saw that yesterday. They've never had this before. Pulisic is the main player of Chelsea. To me, he was the best player of their team this season. And Chelsea was third place in the Premier League. They lost in the Champions League second round to a very strong Bayern. And Pulisic is the best player. Before that, Landon Donovan was the best player, a player that was never able to succeed in Europe.
No, he never played at that level either.
Exactly. So United States right now has young talents that they never had before. Another player I forgot to talk about right now is they have Giovanni Reina from Dortmund, which hasn't got much playing time right now, but he will, and he's super talented. So the United States is in a position that they have never been before, despite the 2018 World Cup failure of not qualifying. That's the first reason. I'd like to hear your opinion.
About the players we have right now, yeah. I think that we have a good core group of players that are showing lots of potential, are actually performing at high levels of the game, not just in MLS, but in Europe, which is where I think counts the most. But if you look at it, it's not just strikers. We have obviously Josh Sargent. We have Christian Pulisic on the wings. We have Tyler Adams, who can play right back, center mid. We got Weston McKennie in midfield. And then if we look back at the defense as well, and the goalkeeper, we have Zach Steffen, who's I think he's going to be a world-class goalkeeper. He's going to be Man City's number 2 next season, and that's big. We have players like Serginho Dest, Anthony Robinson, and then even for center backs, we have players like Mark McKenzie, who's showing lots and lots of good potential from Philadelphia Union here in MLS. So I think these players playing in the next 2 World Cups, hopefully, is just going to increase their game and increase, just the status of USA soccer going forward.
No, I agree 100%. And this has never been seen before with the United States.
Yeah.
So that's reason number one of the whole reason I believe the 2026 World Cup will be the catalyst. And the main reason, which we can tell our viewers right now, is these players, by their age, they'll most likely be hitting their prime at the 2026 World Cup. Now, do I believe the United States can win the World Cup? No, I don't think that will happen. I'm not going to say it's not. You never know. I don't think it will happen. But I think the United States can maybe for the first time reach a semifinal. And that can motivate the country to have more players be developed. And that brings us to reason number two. So reason number 2 to this is the United States never had a clear path to become a professional soccer player. They never had that. It was confusing. They had the whole college system, which doesn't work in soccer. No country uses that. No. Europe doesn't use it. Brazil doesn't use it. The biggest countries soccer-wise in the world, football for our viewers outside of the United States, they have a path, an academy. And what many don't know, and we're going to tell you right now in this channel, is the MLS took over the development academy in the United States. And right now they have 94 clubs that joined, all the MLS clubs and other clubs combined to form a league. with the goal to develop players. So it's not a travel team. So if you're a player and you make it to that team, they will pay for all your costs. So right now they're focusing on developing a team and developing players.
Yeah. And that's
Which
yeah.
never happened in the United States before.
No. And I just want to point out
Obviously,
that
the results of that don't show up right away.
yeah. And I got to point out that Tactical Manager, this is legit facts here because you say you work with Orlando City youth teams, right? So this is real knowledge right here. We're getting.
I work with Orlando City. So Orlando City built the academy right now with the MLS. The project is still being developed, but I work with their soccer schools throughout Orlando, which is the one that feeds the academy. So
Yeah.
I'm involved with this. I know what's going on. It's still not concrete. Everything is not. It's still a little sloppy. They're still figuring it out. But they figured out that the problem exists and they're addressing it. So I can see it in the long term, maybe 5 years from now, we can see some impact on the development of players in the United States.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's the way we develop players is gonna be the way to the top because if we're starting young, developing the players young from a young age, they're gonna continue to grow on that. They're gonna keep piling on that development, and then 10 years from when they start as young kids, they'll be like mid-20s or early 20s, and that's like prime time for most players at least.
And the main problem in the United States is what they try to develop, forcing the kid to go to college, which doesn't work for soccer, and the parents had to pay for the kid to play for the travel team.
Yeah, pay to
so
play.
Sometimes a very good player, they didn't have enough money, and there you have it. They don't practice, they don't develop, they don't get better. Now this will give them opportunity. They'll have tryouts, we'll have soccer schools that will scout. So the MLS is committed to fixing this. Will they fix it? Only time will tell, but I think they're on the right path. And that brings us to the catalyst, which is the World Cup, the 2026 World Cup. The reason I think it's the catalyst, one, I think the United States will do well with the current talents they have.
Mm-hmm.
Two, that will motivate more kids to look for these development academies, and that will make the sport more popular and more accessible to the youngsters that we need to develop in this country. That essentially Brazil, why is Brazil, if many people don't know, I'm Brazilian. So why is Brazil so good at soccer? Because everyone plays soccer there. So if everyone plays soccer, you're going to find more talent. And there's a path to becoming a professional. And I think the United States is going on that route. Plus all the immigration here that's going on with a lot of South Americans, Central America coming here that love the sport, which can help.
That's right. I agree with all that.
One thing I wanted to point out, too, is a lot of the people disagree with me because they say we had the 94 World Cup here and it didn't work the way you're saying. It's not going to work again. But that's not true. It worked. The thing is, the United States did not have any talents back then. No one knew how to play soccer here.
Mm-hmm. No one really knew the sport that much.
Terrible. Exactly. So it did work because after that, they created the MLS in '96, I believe. United States started becoming competitive in the World Cup, so it did work. And right now, it will work even more because now the country is much more prepared soccer-wise. So the jump will be much larger.
Yeah, that's true. I think after every World Cup that USA plays in, besides the last one, the popularity and the interest for soccer keeps growing. Every World Cup, even every year, you see more Champions League games on regular stations like Fox or ESPN. You see regular league games playing on NBCSN. So like America's really trying to get into the soccer market because they know the soccer market is huge. And then when the 2026 World Cup comes here to USA, I think it's also going to be a really big pivotal point for USA soccer fans and just fans of sports here in USA to turn into soccer fans, because if we do well in that World Cup, more typical American sports fans will be like, you know what, I want to support this team because they're actually doing good. No American here wants to support a team that sucks, especially a game where USA is not too good in. But if we're good in this game, it's going to be easier to attract more day-to-day regular sports fans here in the country.
So to summarize to everyone, pretty much, I agree with what you just said, but to summarize, the two reasons are USA has talent now. The second one is they are creating a development system for youth players.
Yeah.
And the World Cup will motivate young players to start going after it, and they'll become a powerhouse on football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. Within the next 10 years, I believe by 2030 they'll be a powerhouse. It might not be. It might be a little earlier. It might be a little after. I would say give or take around 2030. And guys, if you haven't yet, hit the like button for this video for Drew. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of good content coming on the Tactical Manager TV channel. and
That's
Drew
right.
too. Help him grow here.
Of course, yeah. And if you guys have any more recommendations or anything you guys want to see us both talk about together, and to you guys, let us know down in those comment sections down below. And that'd be great. But I think we're pretty much good here. I think we both agree on what's going to happen. I think my early prediction probably be 2026 World Cup. We're going to be great, a great soccer nation, and that's going to be the best. That means my channel was successful.
A lot, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be right at the predictions. People know that.
Yeah, they are. So let us know your thoughts down below, what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also to Tactical Managers channel that I will leave here in the description down below. And don't forget to check that out. As always, thanks so much for kicking with me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.